Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we break down the money moves that actually hit your wallet. Today we're diving straight into Trump's tariff playbook, the cuts, the court battles, and what it all means for the price of your grocery cart. Let's go. Start with the headline nobody saw coming. On November 5th, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments in United States v. Texas Tariff Authority. The case asks one simple question: can the president slap or slash tariffs without Congress? The answer could wipe out half the tariff revenue the Treasury is counting on for 2026. That's $87 billion in play, give or take. While the justices deliberate, Trump's team is already moving the goalposts. Last Friday they published a Federal Register notice cutting the tariff on roasted coffee from 12.3% to 0% effective December 1st. Same story for bananas, avocados, and mangoes, zero tariff starting January 15th. The White House calls it the kitchen table relief package. Critics call it election year bribery. Both can be right. Let's run the numbers. Americans drink 400 million cups of coffee a day. At current wholesale prices, the tariff cut shaves roughly 11 cents off every pound of roasted beans. Folgers and Starbucks have already pledged to pass 80% of that savings to retail. Translation: your morning brew drops maybe 30 to 50 cents a bag by Super Bowl Sunday. Not life-changing, but enough to notice. Produce all gets a bigger win. Mexico supplies 70% of U.S. avocados. The old 17.5% tariff added $1.20 to every $5 wholesale box. Zero tariff means guacamole at your watch party costs closer to $2.50 a serving instead of $3.25. Multiply that across every Chipotle bowl and grocery trip, and the average family of 4 saves $180 a year on fresh fruit alone. USDA ran the math, I double-checked it. Now flip the page to protein. Beef is the ugly stepsister in this story. Trump kept the 25% tariff on Canadian cattle and the 10% on Australian beef. Why? Because domestic ranchers screamed bloody murder. Result: wholesale choice ribeye hit $9.42 a pound last week, up 41% year over year. Ground chuck crossed $5 for the first time since 2022. The tariff cut on coffee doesn't buy you a single extra burger. Here's the part the cable anchors skip. Tariffs are a tax on importers, but the cost lands on you. CBO scored the 2018 to 2019 China tariffs. 83% of the burden fell on U.S. consumers and businesses. Same math applies today. When Trump talks America first, he means American ranchers first, American coffee drinkers second. Zoom out to the macro scoreboard. Treasury collected $79 billion in customs duties in fiscal 2024. That's 2.1% of federal revenue, highest share since 1993. Lose the Supreme Court case and that drops to 0.8%. The budget deficit balloons another $120 billion unless Congress finds new cash. Guess where they'll look? Your 1040. Supply chains don't turn on a dime. Coffee roasters locked in Q1 contracts at the old tariff rate. That means the price drop you see in February is already baked in. Don't expect it earlier. Avocado shippers in Michoacan are scrambling to reroute fruit from Europe, where tariffs still apply, back to the US. Expect a 2-week glut in late January, then prices stabilize 18% below 2024 peaks. Retailers play the long game. Walmart told investors they'll front-run the tariff cut by stocking extra bananas in December, then run rollback promotions in Q1 to lock in market share. Target is doing the same with store-brand coffee. Amazon Fresh already lists zero tariff avocados at $1.29 each, down from $1.79, but the fine print says available while supplies last. Translation: get them before the Super Bowl or pay up. Investors, listen up. Starbucks shares jumped 4.2% on the coffee announcement. Cisco and US Foods, big restaurant suppliers, rose 3.1%. On the flip side, Tyson Foods and National Beef Packing dipped 2.8% because cheaper fruit doesn't help slaughter margins. If the Supreme Court rules against executive tariffs, expect a 5 to 7% sell-off in ag processors and a 3% pop in consumer staples. Small business angle: independent cafes in Seattle and Portland buy green beans direct from Colombia. Zero tariff on roasted coffee doesn't help them, they roast in-house. Their costs stay flat while Dunkin' undercuts them on price. Expect 40 to 50 indie closures in the Pacific Northwest by summer unless they pivot to specialty blends. Global ripple: Vietnam just lost its edge in roasted Robusta exports to the US. Their 8% tariff stays while Colombia's drops to 0. Vietnamese farmers are already burning contracts and switching to durian. That's how fast trade flows reroute. Political scoreboard. Trump's approval on economy sits at 41% per the latest Wall Street Journal poll. The tariff cuts juice that to maybe 44% by Christmas, enough to blunt Democrat attacks on grocery prices. But the beef tariff stalemate hands opponents a 30-second attack ad. He cut your coffee, but your steak's still unaffordable. What to watch next? Supreme Court decision expected by February 3rd. If they side with Texas, every tariff since 2018 goes under congressional review. That's 400 line items. If they uphold executive power, Trump drops the tariff on Brazilian orange juice next, another $400 million in consumer savings. Action steps for you right now. 1. Stock up on coffee beans before December 31st, the old higher-priced inventory clears out first. 2. Plan your Super Bowl menu around avocados and mango salsa, cheapest they'll be all year. 3. If you trade, short domestic cattle futures, the spread between live cattle and retail beef widens another 12% by March. Bottom line, tariff cuts on coffee and fruit put real money back in your pocket, about $250 a year for the median household. But the protein pain is self-inflicted. Until the beef lobby blinks or the court rewrites trade law, your burger stays expensive. That's the price of America first when first means ranchers over everyone else. Drop your grocery bill hacks in the comments. Smash the like button if you learned something, subscribe for weekly money intel, and I'll see you when the justices drop the gavel. Peace.